Hello and welcome back to South Coast Busways, here at the NF garage with actually Jurassic County Busways, New Forest Greens. The reason why, we'll get back to. I just wanted to tease you all by saying they will be relevant, but not yet. We are actually going to be looking down at Jurassic County proper, down in the Jurassic City as I'm calling it, because we have some buses that we're not using. And that is several of our OmniCities, because we got 24 of them, but we only used them on the U1, which is a short run from Bournemouth up to the university at Talbot Village. So we'll be fixing that by running a new service from Christchurch up the top, then down probably this way into the university, and that is going to be the U7. So let's get our colour, and we'll get right on with the U7. So the general plan for today is to stick mostly around Jurassic City, a new service for the OmniCities to do, a new service for our single decker fleet to do, which you might be wondering, surely that's a bit stretched right now because we don't have many and it's like barely enough for the 11. But we'll get to that. Let's just say it ties in with the New Forest Greens a little bit, in terms of where we're going to get vehicles from for that. But that will be all I say on that. So, let's paste that. This is the 155th route of the series. Very nice. So, this is going to be the U7 from Christchurch to Bournemouth Uni. Bournemouth Un. BN. There we go. Bournemouth Uni. There we go. So, Christchurch. And it's actually going to start down here at Priory Corner. So we're going to start there. And then it's going to come up through here to the station. Like that. Then it's going to go up. Could I stop there? And go like that? I can. Very nice. So we can come into the station, then come back out. Then go up this way. And where was I going to have it go? I think I was going to have it go all the way up here and down. So let's have it go all the way up there and down. Which is like that. Like that. Yep, like that. Come on, game. Then like that. That. And then post me, if you don't mind. And now we have the U7 from Christchurch Priory Corner to Bournemouth University Talbot campus. You may have noticed at the very start of the time lapse I started going down that way. No, we go this way around the top. Because this is it's a new connection, which is what we want to do. We're just building this network up for the first time. We want new connections. So, that's the U7 from Christchurch to Bournemouth Uni. And the timetable for the U7 is now done. So, it runs every half hour as a baseline from about 5:30 to about 11:30 in both directions. And then from about 7ish until about 10ish, it runs every 15 minutes with an additional half-hourly service. And then on Sundays, it runs from 6:30 till 10:30 every half hour. So, I'm just making sure that all of my timetables are set up properly. And we will give this the vehicle type OC, not OC, SD. Ooh, that was close. Now I need to change all of these. Because it wasn't close, I did click the wrong one. Which means I now need to do it all manually. Love that. Love that game. SD. There we go. So, I need to set my outbound break actually to be 15 minutes. Because otherwise it just gets 1 minute there. It'll have 4 minutes at Christchurch. So all the break happens at the uni. Sunday, how does that timetable work? Please tell me I set it up right. That'll have 16 minutes at the uni and then 4 minutes at Christchurch. Perfect. There we go. That's that. That'll go out of Mallard Road later. So that's the U7. The next thing I'm going to do is going to be something that I can run a single-decker bus on, but I'm still not entirely sure on what that should be. Because there's a lot here. There is a lot here. And it feels wrong to be running single-decker buses into Bournemouth. So, I'm not sure. But what I'm thinking is maybe have it be a short service out to this estate or something. I did want to have another route to Castlepoint. So maybe, I mean, what is this? That's where the 11 goes. Ooh, what we could do... that road doesn't make the connection. Ah. But I wonder if you can send buses down here. Probably not. But if not, we can go this way round. And then go up the 11 to like there, and then head up towards Castlepoint. Probably like that. Let's do that. Yeah, so that's going to be the 12. Which will be Bournemouth to Castlepoint. And because that one will run all week, the 11A won't be so islanded. Which will be very, very nice for the people of Throop. So let's get our colour code. And establish our own bus route. We do have this thing to cover 15% of Britford. Britford is a little village near Salisbury, so that will come with a map expansion to get us into Salisbury so that I can run services into Salisbury city centre. But that's not for now. For now is the 12, Bournemouth to Castlepoint. So we're going to start at Bournemouth Square, like that. Oh, why is the zoom so hard to control? I don't like that. So we're going to come down like this, like everything does. Then rather than going to the station, we're going to go up this way. And pose me, if you don't mind. And there is the 12, from Bournemouth to Castlepoint. So this will run probably every 15 minutes, with single decks, released from the New Forest garage. More on those in a bit. And the timetable is now done for the 12. So we'll set this to use the VW type. Just so that, basically the VW type for now is going to be stand-in for all single-deckers, because it's going to be, you know, we don't have many VWs, we're not going to have that many of the next vehicle type, so let's just see how many buses we actually need for this route. So let's go with the 630 from Bournemouth Square, which will do the 658 from Castlepoint. It's not a long changeover. You have to get back to Bournemouth at 7:28 to do the 7:30, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So, that's all that. Yeah, so it's every 30 minutes, with quite long operating hours. And then, you know, slightly shorter operating hours for an extra half-hourly layer that will, you know, bring it up to every 15 minutes during the day. Then on Sundays, slightly shorter operating hours than the core timetable on a weekday, and every half hour. So, that's the 12. And that's going to run out of Mallard Road. And we'll activate that now. So, what are we transferring from the New Forest to Mallard Road? Well, as you probably might have guessed, I just clicked on Mallard Road. That's probably not what you guessed. What you probably guessed is that it's the old 53 Reg O530 Citaros. And you'd be right. Those Citaros, a bit of backstory about them in National Busways law. They were new. That's not Mallard. That's not Lymington. This is Lymington. These, they're GN53 plated because they were new to Kent, to the National Busways operation in Kent, I should say. And they these, how many of these are there? 127 to 134. That's 8. These 8 buses were transferred down to Southern Vectis, where we met them, and then transferred again to New Forest Greens, and now they're being transferred once again to Mallard Road. So let's set you go, set you to go, set you to go. That's the first 3 going. Going, 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 and going. So yeah, these are all going to head off to Mallard Road to be replaced by some more C2 Citaros. We got a top-up of 2 C2s. Here's one of them right here. Isn't it pretty? These were just, these two were just a top-up. And we're not going to be touching this HX18 plate. These were just going to be 2. Always intended to just be 2. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? C2s. Actually, you know what? We have this one. Let's put it in paint shop. Because I do have a livery, because there's something big happening on the X37, and that is that the X37 is going to join the eXpress network. So if I head back to South Coast, Jurassic County, New Forest Greens, this is the new livery for the Forest Flyer X37. Now you might be thinking, the Forest Flyer, that's a name I've heard before. It's because it's also the brand used for the X7. But yeah, these C2 Citaros are also going to carry the Forest Flyer brand, and it is the first single-decker to carry the Express livery. And I think it's taken to it remarkably well. The Citaro's got this quite iconic lower sort of window line. Well, it's funky, it's become a little bit of a Citaro thing. And so I put the 3 lines to sort of line up with that dip there. Just to sort of, it makes it flow a little bit better. Then of course, the contrasty panel at the front keeps it looking a bit swish, a bit modern. I'm not 100% on the Express logo being there, or at least being that big. But it seems to work just fine. The Forest Flyer text is honestly a little bit too high. But the rear end I'm just so happy with. I cut off this X so that it would, look like it's just been applied to the engine cover. And this alignment, perfect. That's beautiful. It looks fantastic. Can't say the same for the alignment at the top, but oh well. That is stunning. Love that. Very nice. So the 2 C2s that we already have here will be put into that livery, and the 8 C2s that we're going to be getting for the X37 will also be getting this livery. So, where is... Let's go to Shift Scheduler. Today, 2 missing assignments at Mallard Road. And it's these Citaros, so we'll put one on, and we'll put another one on, and we'll assign bus drivers to this garage. Very nice. So, another thing that's going to happen is these are going to be reassigned to the VW type group. Not the MV type group, that's for the little vans. Then we want a VW, and we want VW. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 so far have arrived. Let's go to Marketplace, and we will buy our 8 new C2 Citaros for the X37. Solo bus. They're right by the end here because they have a stupid capacity. Oh, we want premium seats actually, because this is now an express service, not VW. MC, where is it? There it is. And we want 8 of them. Import repaint. MC Type C2 Express. There we go. 8 new C2 Citaros ready for service on the this route. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting we have the collection. Let's just check up on that just briefly. Let's get distracted. So we have the Titan twins, 4104 and 4105. Then we have 4117, Leyland Olympian. And then we have the National twins, 1025 and 1026. And then these, then this Metrobus that I still don't know what to do with in terms of fleet number and license plate, and the Elsa 4181. So, obviously those from before we adopted type codes at National, because they're from the very early days. Those are sort of like basically the fleet we got started with, or like a sample of the starter fleet. So, you're going to say Express, copy, and NF. And this is going to be MC. It's not going to be so far on from 508 and from 507 and 508. So let's have these be MC5. Let's say that we got like 12 or 24, no, 12 Citaros between. So we want 1. No, we want 521, don't we? Yeah, MC521. And this is going to be HX68 EXP. And you are going to be NF. Oh, capital letters, please. MC522. The game's having a moment. Hang on. Right, so MC522 is going to be HX68 HX68 EXR. Yes, because you can't have Q. Then we're going to have NF MC523 HX68 EXS TUVWY. Okay. Because, I mean, actually, I don't know. I don't know if the second and last character thing is real. Because I looked on the DVLA like custom license plate thing, and the DVLA will happily sell you license plates, like custom license plates, where the second and last character are the same. So I don't know if that's real. So I think I'm going to stop doing that. But at the same time, maybe I keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. Why not? NF fleet number MC524 HX68 EXT, and finally we have Express NF MC528, better known to the DVLA as HX68 EXX. No, EXY. There we go. That is very nice. There are our new Citaros for the X37. Aren't they pretty? I think the Citaro's taken to the Express livery very, very nicely. I just want to know where 507 is. It's driving a shift. It will be back in an hour in-game. So I'm going to run time along until that is ready to come back, until that's back, and then we'll get that repainted and head over to Mallard Road to focus on the old Citaros. So, MC507 has arrived back at the garage, so now it's time to import repaint MC-type C2 Express. Again, what a beauty. Let's remember to take our thumbnail screenshot for this thing. Like that. Maybe a little bit further over so that you get a little bit more of the graphic in the thumbnail. Also, it's a little bit clearer. And we'll apply that. Very nice. Sure. Bus driver wants to take a day off, why not? Gotta have, you know, content and well-rested bus drivers. It's very important. Oh, VE1's still out. We can't see the Pride bus. Oh, that's unfortunate. But here we have our new, I say new, they're not new. By this point they are, oh my god, these are 53 reg. We're on 68. Now I was born in 2003. How old was I in 2018? I can't remember. I was 15. So yeah, these are 15-year-old buses now. But they're still going just fine. Because, you know, Citaros, they're built to last. They're proper buses. Import repaint. And I have Jurassic County Busways MC-type interim. I have a slapdash rebrand of this with labels changed, Morse code changed, and legals changed, and of course garage code changed. So that's what the Citaros will look like for the time being. We'll paint U, import repaint, MC type interim, then we will go to U, paint up, import repaint, MC type interim. Oh, that's over there. What? No, it shouldn't be. Oh no, the game's had a moment. That's why. Okay, everyone wait. The game's having another moment. Okay, the game stopped having a moment. I have no idea what's going on. But everything that's home right now has been painted. But these aren't necessarily in the correct order, which is annoying me. Oh no, it's there because it's still not here. That's why. Okay, I'm not going to touch anything. Not touching anything. Oh, there's our Pride bus. There's VE1. Ah, the camera keeps jumping around. There we go. Pride bus is now in. And naturally the first run of the 12 was dead. Why are there two people on that SD? There were two people on that SD. That's bad. They shouldn't have taken the dead run. That's not allowed. Unless it was like the bus driver's friends or something. Then it's like maybe sort of a little bit allowed. But there's our Pride bus. By the time this video goes up, hang on, no. No. Is this the last upload of Pride Month? Oh my god, it is. This is the last upload of Pride Month. The Pride buses aren't going anywhere. But, you know, Pride bus. Last episode Pride Month. Let's go. Right. 27, 28, 29, 30 is back here. So I think that needs to go over there. Yes. And 32 needs to go back one. Perfect. So who's not had a facelift? You and you. So you get painted into your new interim scheme, which is literally the same but with some stickers. There we go. And you. Oh, 28 also needs to get, or 128 also needs to get some interim stickers. So we'll give you interim stickers. And we'll give you interim stickers. Who doesn't love stickers? There we go, stickers. Very nice. Is that everyone? That is everyone that is here so far. Not everyone is here yet. That's still on its way, that's still on its way, and 132 is here. Cool. So, while we're here, and talking about interim schemes, let's head back to Lymington. And let's repaint some more OmniCities out of the interim scheme and into their permanent Morse livery. Let's do 20 and 25. So we'll paint. Import repaint. Nope. Jurassic County, New Forest Greens. Nope. No, they're just they're in the standard yellow Morse. Of course they are. So we're doing 20 and import repaint. Where is it? There it is. 25. Lovely. So that's the 2 SDs that we're going to do this week. Now I need to go to the shift scheduler and work out our assignments. So, driver's already assigned this depot, perfect. Then at Mallard Way, or Mallard Road, assign drivers to this garage. And assign buses to this garage. And we don't have enough. Love that. Love that. I don't love that at all, actually. Not loving that. And it appears that there's nothing I can do. Oh no. You're VW type. I mean, you're not, but you're going in the VW type group. And if it can do this 0-minute shift change, which it can, very nice, we have just enough buses to cover our allocation. Isn't that nice? Assign drivers to all depots, because I don't think we have a fleet shortage anywhere else. And we'll see what we can do. We'll see what all this looks like. New routes U7 and 12 down in Bournemouth, and new fleet on the X37. So we won't be paying the X37 too much attention, just basically looking at what the buses look like on the map, and our attention for the rest of the episode will be based in Bournemouth, looking at our new hand-me-downs. Ah, there they are. So 133 and 134, you need to get painted, import repaint into MC-type interim. You need to get painted into MC-type interim. You need to join the VW group. So do you. And then everyone else should be in the VW group. Very nice. Just make sure that everyone is working as intended. Good. So there is our new, or our newly cascaded Citaros. There's actually nothing new about these Citaros, because these have been in the series for a very, very long time. This batch of Citaros has been in this series since before this model of the Citaro had working destination blinds. Which, speaking of, let's get these changed to Jurassic County, Control C, MR. Jurassic County, MR. Jurassic County, MR. Jurassic County, MR. Jurassic County, because these aren't in the New Forest anymore. So we'll just get all of these changed over. Give them the correct blind software, let's call it. There we go. Now everyone is ready for service on their respective routes. Well, these Citaros will be 11s and 12s. Which will be good. Which will be fun. It'll be nice. And other positive words. And now it's time to join the first 12 on its... Well, it's not actually the first run of the 12, because there were a few earlier. However, we're being rudely interrupted by some goings-on at SV involving broken buses. That's not good. One of our Vector's high-frequency Enviro 400 MMCs has decided that it doesn't want to exist today, which is fine. Because, honestly... Same. I relate. That's, you know, well done for being relatable. Right. Oh, you're a 6. Good. I don't need to use my tridents. Very nice. Tridents, not needed. Well, they are needed, but not right now. Not urgently. So let's follow this 12 again. We have a timing... I don't think we have a timing point there. So, the run into Bournemouth shouldn't be that busy because it has just gone 5. The 12 starts really early from Castlepoint because the first bus from Castlepoint does the first bus from Bournemouth. So, it's sort of good in a way that it doesn't do the full... or that it doesn't start at a normal time, because otherwise you'd have a bus running dead. At least this way it's making some revenue. And are we playing Leapfrog with an OmniCity? Of course we are. But the OmniCity goes into the station, so there's a difference. Remember guys, the U1 goes to the station, the 12 doesn't. So, I mean, not that it's made any difference. We're now playing Leapfrog with the same U1 on the way into Bournemouth. But there's another route difference in that we go down this way. Via the pier rather than via the sort of other bit of the town centre. Then once we get into Bournemouth, there's only 2 minutes between arriving at Bournemouth and leaving Bournemouth, as we do the 5:30 back up to Castlepoint. Though the saving has failed, please make sure there's enough disk space. I wonder if that's... But the game has saved automatically. So, I don't know what's up with that. Game's having several issues. Again, mood. But there's another Citaro on an 11 up to Throop. So we're heading back up to Castlepoint now with a decent number of people on board, it has to be said. And when we get back up to Castlepoint, I'm gonna spin around and drag the camera over to the uni, where we should have a U7. But now we're turning at Cemetery Junction to head up along the Charminster Road. There's a U1 playing Leapfrog with an Eclipse on the 12, which is good. I like a sort of mixed allocation, I think that's quite fun. Well, in reality, I don't really like mixed allocations, because it's like, it makes it really unpredictable. It's like, ooh, you might get a good bus, or you might get a really bad one. But, I don't know, I don't think there's a losing option between an Eclipse and a Citaro. So, I think it's fine in this instance and just makes it fun. So this will wait for just a few minutes. It's a very tight route. So let's follow the U7 down. When is the first U7? I feel like there should be a U7. Unless I didn't activate it. That would be very me. Let's see if I forgot to activate the U7. I forgot to activate the U7. There we go. So let's activate the U7 and I will bring you back when we have something to look at on the U7. And now it's time to join our first U7 from Christchurch to Bournemouth Uni. So there's that's probably a nasty turn to make, but these OmniCities aren't that long. They're like 10.6 meters. They're a London compatible length. So hopefully that turn isn't too bad in them. Certainly would be a lot worse in like a Citaro or an Eclipse or something. But, you know, those are full-length buses, and full-length buses are awkward. But now we are rejoining the routes of the 7 and 307. I wonder if you can see a pattern emerging in that particular corridor. And now that we're running on our own route, it's getting busy. Ish. I mean, 20 people on the double-decker bus isn't that busy, really. But, you know, it's also first bus ever. So, you know, cut it some slack. Now coming into Castlepoint. There's another U7 going the other way, very nice. I do like that they cross at Castlepoint. I didn't realise that was going to be the case, but, you know, that's a nice little thing. And cutting across the top... oh no, wait, cutting across the top, we're following the 11 for a little bit. Very nice. I like the 11. The 11's a fun route, and it goes to Throop. What a lovely name Throop is. I love Throop. I'm deliberately popping my P there because I know my microphone can handle it. So, heading down into the university now. Again, with not too shabby numbers. And we're running slightly ahead of a U1, which is decent. Now we go out on the 8:45 to Christchurch. So I'll speed things along. And 8:35 isn't that far away. And there should be a U1 coming in soon. Well, there's a U7, and then there's a U1. Which means it's now time to go back to Christchurch. This route, it has such a long stand at the uni, just to keep things reliable and mean that we and ensure that we don't have to have that time at Christchurch, because terminating in the town centre, and it's not even on like a side road or anything, so I don't want it waiting in Christchurch for very long, and indeed it only waits there for 4 minutes, which I think is reasonable. So I think, you know, we're good going, and we've just stopped following the 11, and now we're about to join up with the 12. The U7 shouldn't be the only route along this road. I certainly don't want it to be. It's just a case of when I get those other routes put in, and the U7 is certainly a useful link. So, you know, I figured, why not get the U7 in? And when we get down into Christchurch, we will turn our attention to the X37 and follow one of the Citaros, one of the new Citaros on it, or we'll end up following one of the reliveried, what am I calling them? Top-up. Yeah, the top-up Citaros. The top-up Citaros are 18 plate, the new Citaros are 68 plate. That's how you'll be able to tell. because fleet numbers don't show up here. If fleet numbers showed up in this view, I'd just say, oh yeah, they're 507 or 508, but no, we don't get the luxury of fleet numbers in this view, which is unfortunate. But just coming into Christchurch now. Ooh, U7s in both directions serve the station at the same time. I don't know how much I like that, because they serve the same stop at the station. But to terminate, we go in like that, and then around to Priory Corner, like that, and we head off on the 0940. So, I'm now going to move over to Lymington, which is over here. The triangle is where we have our sort of bus interchange. Where is the X37? Are you going towards Southampton? You are going towards Southampton, very nice. This is one of the new ones, which is very, very nice, because the new ones have also been upgraded to have good seating. The top-up batch still have whatever National Busways use as standard seats, whereas these have good seats, coach style, or just high back, I'm not sure. Or maybe they're those like the ones that Transport UK have on their electroliners in London, maybe they're those. Unless the ADL Smart Seat thing was around in 2018, I think it might have been. I don't think these would have coach seats, even though they are down as premium seats. I don't think they would be coach seats. But now we're going limited stop in towards Southampton. Not quite as fast as the X7, but faster than the normal 7. Which is, you know, that's what the X7 sort of is. It's not the big main one, hence single deck. But it's also faster than the 7. Where is next stop? Next stop is Honesdown Post Office, which is there. Then it's Bats Corner. Very nice. And then it's into Southampton Central Station. Very nice. Hopefully we remain on the sort of main bit of the dual carriageway all the way in, because I know some of the routes through here, their routing is a bit awkward. But it seems to have worked just fine. So when we get into Southampton, I think that's where we'll round things off. Just coming out of the central station now, heading in towards Westquay, and then we go to Bargate Street and Southampton Vincent's Walk. Which is this terminus over here. So, now that we've made it to Vincent's Walk, I'm going to pause the game so that we get decent performance, and look away from the bus mess that is Southampton, and return to the future bus mess that is Bournemouth, where we put in 2 new routes, the U7 from Christchurch to the uni, and the 12 from Castlepoint into the town centre. So I think on that note, that's a good place to end it. So I will see you next week from the south. Actually, no, wait. By Night did not come out on Saturday. I tried filming it in HDR for the first time. I tried filming By Night in HDR for the first time. Because obviously at night, it's dark. And I was like, if I can use HDR, maybe that would help make things a little bit more watchable. Rather than just have everything be shrouded in darkness all the time. What I failed to realise is that my phone, when you use HDR, switches codecs from H.264 to H.265, and my desktop PC is incompatible with H.265. It's too old. It doesn't understand what H.265 is talking about. So I had to edit it on my laptop, and it took over 2 hours to render, and it took me ages to even work out that that's what the problem was. It will be going out in the Ooh, I Have Something Shiny slot tomorrow at 6 PM. So, with that out the way, time to return to the outro, and I will see you next week. on the South Coast. Bye bye.